Morning, Booktube peeps. Welcome back to Cat's Book Nook. Today is Saturday, June 23rd. Had to think about that for a second. It's been a while since I've shot in my kitchen, so forgive the lights and the whatever. It's really, really dark outside. It's raining, and it's also only 6:30 in the morning. I got up super early to film this because Ray had to leave for work at 5:30 this morning. So, yeah. And it's also Potter Day for me. So here's my Slytherin coffee cup. Here's my PotterCon shirt. Yeah. So the purpose of this video, a lot of people have been doing the mid-year book freakout tag, which is 15 questions all about the books that you've read this year, what you want to get through, and I'll post the questions in the description box below so you guys can answer these for yourself. Sorry, coffee is super important right now. So, for the questions. First question we have, let me minimize the screen, because, yeah, there we go, much better. So, question number 1 is the best book that you've read so far for 2018. So, I've read 120 books so far this year. Please don't ask how. Graphic novels have saved my life right now, because they're nice, they're really short, but there are none on this list, so I don't know why I'm talking about it. But best book I've read this year so far is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. This one was a surprise read for me. This, very well researched. I'm not really big into mysteries, like historical mysteries, but this one was really, really good. And the sequel, which question number 2 is the best sequel that you've read so far, Hunting Prince Dracula, because it's an awesome series, and I cannot wait for book 3 to come out, Escaping from Houdini. I think that's the correct title, and that is supposed to be out, let's say October. I know a couple people, and I've actually put in for a giveaway to hopefully get an advanced reader copy, which ARCs, for those of you guys that are new, or who have been around for a while, I've never gotten an ARC before, and it would be fantastic if I could get one of my most anticipated reads as an ARC, because this series, it's fantastic. So question number 3, books that new releases you haven't read yet but want to. So I've got 2 for this one. I've got Let's Talk About Love by Claire Kahn, not sure. This one is about starts off with a female-female romance. She breaks up with her girlfriend or her girlfriend breaks up with her. She comes out as asexual, and then she meets a boy, and she's no longer asexual, so we will see how this goes. And then More Than We Can Tell by Brigid, I'm butchering her name, but earlier this year I read Letters to the Lost, which I love, and this is the sequel to that story. So this one focuses on Rev and Emma, and Emma is not a character that's introduced in the first book. She's introduced in this one. I think she's a new girl in school. I think, don't quote. If you've read either of these 2 books, I would love to hear your thoughts on them. And I, of course, will share my thoughts once I read them. So, question 4. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. So, there's 3. We've got Spinning Silver by Naomi Novak, who wrote Uprooted. Then Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor, which is the second part in the duology of Strange the Dreamer. Cannot wait. That book is going to be fantastic. And then the third one is Escaping from Houdini by Carrie Maniscalco, which I mentioned earlier. Question 5. So this is very unpopular opinion. So if you want to unsubscribe at this point, I will totally understand. I hated The Upside of Unrequited. It had to be the worst fat representation book that I have read ever. Growing up as a fat kid, the whole anxiety and the depression and the not standing up for herself just bugged the crap out of me. So, biggest disappointment of the year. I will I did get Leah on the Offbeat from the library the other day, because I'm the type of person, I don't want to say that I didn't like a book based off someone else's opinion, so I will read it and I will tell you if I didn't like it. Um, I feel that if you're gonna have a negative opinion of something and you don't try it, you kind of don't have a leg to stand on. So there's that. Biggest surprise. So outside of loving Stalking Jack the Ripper, my biggest surprise was Anti-Darkened by Kirsten White. I read Kirsten White's Chaos in Stars, and I didn't like it. It was very poorly written, and I thought she could have expanded a lot more. I thought it was kind of insta-lovey, and yeah, I wish there would have been a little bit more meat to it. But this one, holy crap, does she go in on this one? It's a really thick book. It's almost 500 pages, but very fantastic. And I have the second book in this series on my table to read sometime this summer. Okay. Favorite new author, debut or new to you, Carrie Maniscalco. Just hands down. Favorite fictional crush. So, I have two. Thomas and Audrey Rose from Stalking Jack the Ripper. Audrey Rose, even though she's out of time, in time, females didn't do what she did. And the way that she's written and the way Carrie wrote Audrey and Thomas, very Sherlock Holmes, crap. Forget Sherlock's love interest. But very, very compatible to the way they were. And I love it. It was great. New favorite characters, Thomas and Audrey Rose, although Lada and Radu from the Anti-Darken series, also really good. Lada, hope I'm saying her name right, is very straightforward. She goes after what she wants, even if it screws up other people's plans. She's very, very dark, but in a way that just it's great to read. So if you're thinking about picking that series up, please do so. It's awesome. Book that made you cry. A book that will always, always, always make me cry. Story Life of A.J. Thickery. This is a story about a bookshop owner who has a tragedy hit him, and then he has what I would consider a miracle happen to him, and then from that miracle, it's everything else that falls into place after it. Gabrielle Zavine wrote this book very, very well. It's fantastic, but the ending will rip your heart out. Just saying. Book that made you happy. Howl's Moving Castle by Diane Winnie Jones. I think that's the name of the author. So I love Howl's Moving Castle as the movie, but listening to the book and reading the book just it expands on the whole universe and explains a lot more than what the movie does. And it made me happy. I was happy that I read it. It was great. Best book to film adaptation you saw this year. I have not seen any, so I can't answer this question. Best favorite review you've written this year. Would have to say the Pals book haul. I love Pals. Pals is a book lover's playground. It is also a very dangerous playground. Because a lot of the books that I picked up Anti-Darken from there. I picked up Stalking Jack the Ripper from there. Stalking Jack the Ripper was the most expensive book I picked up on that trip. Picked up Furthermore from there. I picked up a lot of books that I hadn't thought I was going to pick up. Didn't find what I really wanted to pick up. And I will say that some of the sticker prices were a little bit astonishing given how old some of the books were. So there was that. That was disappointing. Question 14. Most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received? No further comment needed. And then the last question, question 15, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? So it's a really long list. Books that I need to read by a book that I need to read by the end of the month, Planet of the Cave Bear by Jean Auel. Somebody picked this out for me as my June Pick It For Me book, so I need to finish this one. Rest of the year, I need to finish the Harry Potter series, because I get to book 5. I hate book 5. It's definitely not my favorite book in the series. Book 6 is awesome. Hold on one second, guys. Milo. Oof. Say hi, Milo. Say hi. See how big he's gotten? Also getting off my table. But I get to book 5. I stall out. Once I finally make it through this one, I get to book 6. I love book 6. And then I stall out at book 7 because it's the end of the series. And I just... And then I'm finally going to give All the Crooked Saints by Maggie Stiefvater one final go. Tried the audiobook, hated it. Tried the ebook, couldn't get into it. So I'm going to try the physical copy of All the Crooked Saints. If you're new to my channel, which I think I got like 4 new people, so hi! I am not a Maggie Stiefvater fan. I'm not. And this is on my Goodreads to be read shelf for this year, which I keep adding to because I'm crazy. And I'm just trying to clear off the 800 and some odd books that I really kind of wanted to read at some point. But this is not a part of any of her series, and I think it's a standalone book, and I don't particularly care for it. Her Wolves of Mercy Falls series for me, I think, was only like a 3 or 4 star. And then I'm not understanding the hype around Raven Boys. Just not. So, with that, those are the 15 questions for the mid-year book freakout tag. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Saturday. I'm going to get off here, try to read a little bit, go to the library, and then go to work. Because, yeah, delivering packages on the weekend is fun. It makes me happy, and I get to listen to my audiobooks. So, yeah, I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. Have a good weekend, guys. Bye.